Okay, take two. This is May 27th, 2027. I'm going to be doing this for 8 minutes and changing it. I'm practicing for the caregiver conference. It's November 3rd or something. 5 months from now, 6 months from now. Anyways, so, all right. I'm going to read something I read in a book, Breaking Up for the Patriarchy, which is a wonderful book. I recommend it. Okay. You are not racing against time. You're dancing with it spiral by spiral, season by season, always coming home to your deeper self. Our job as caregivers is to stay present, to keep showing up and to trust the spiral even when you cannot see the end or where it leads. I like that. So thank you, Sound Generations, for celebrating caregivers. We are so great with what we're doing. And yay for us for coming. And I'm going to come out. I retired from Sound Generations as a caregiver advocate. And I'd much rather be working than being one, but I tell you, I'm learning a lot. And two tips that's really helped me through this time with Patty, and in the background you can hear Patty breathing, is smiling every day. Just make yourself smile, and it's funny how that really helps. And every morning I look in the mirror, just in my eyes, and I say, I'm strong and beautiful. And that's really made a difference. I've done it for now about 4 or 5 years, and I am strong and beautiful. So I really love my job, and I would rather be working, but now I'm a 24/7 caregiver. And I am really lucky. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for money to pay for caregivers. Most of us don't have that money, but the great thing about the caregiver program is we can connect you to services. So I'm clapping for us because we're here to celebrate ourselves. Yay, us. And I've only been to one of these events. And I had a great time talking with other spouses. And I also was going to come last year, but a caregiver couldn't come. So I have 4 caregivers, 1 from an agency with a little help, and then 3 private people. Okay, I'm going to tell you my story. But first, in my next life, I'm going to be a geologist and a folk singer. And today, at the end, I'm going to sing a song that I wrote with Patty, Dementia is Shit, sung to Love Potion number 9. So this will be my first performance practicing for my next life, if there are some. Okay, and I wrote it in 2021, and the last verse, 2026. Okay. So, as you can see, I took care of my parents. There's my dad. That's us in Africa. That's my dad with his bolo, my mom. And that's her right before she died with dementia. So my mother was dying in 2016, and my dad died. My mom died in 2016, and my dad died in 2008. And he left me a message before he died. Maybe 2 months, and he was crying, saying, take care of your mom, she's so good to me. And I did not know, and he also said, you don't know how hard it is. And I didn't know, but I do now. My dad had polio when a child and died at 85, and my mom died at 90. My dad had a heart attack at home and died in a hospital. He didn't want to be resuscitated, but my mom wanted him to be resuscitated. And I was with him all night when he was brain dead, but I did talk to him, so I got to hear things. And that was helpful. So I lived in Seattle, took care of my parents in Cleveland. I went home about every 2 months and talked to the caregivers every day who were taking care of my mom after my dad died. My sister lived in Cleveland, but family dynamics, relationships. Anyways, it worked out. My mom had caregivers for 7 years, and then I couldn't take dealing with the caregivers anymore, and we moved her to a facility near where my sister lived, not where we would have wanted her to be. But it all worked out. My mom did say to me, why didn't you talk to me about moving? And I said, well, we did what Dad wanted. It was really hard to move her, but I couldn't handle the caregivers anymore. And oftentimes with adult children, you do stop doing the care after 7 years. With spouses, it is longer. So we had a caregiver visit Mom at the facility, who had worked with us for a lot of years. And it's funny how things worked out. And as I said, I visited every 6 to 8 weeks. And thank goodness my job understood, as I did work as a caregiver advocate. I got breast cancer in 2016 and had 6 weeks of radiation. And I was told she was doing worse, but I didn't get it. And I don't know if they didn't tell me how bad she was doing, but when I got there, she really was barely talking. So when I did visit her for about 2 years at the facility, I did laughing clubs. We visited with people. I was there for 36 hours when Mom was pretty much out of it, but she waited for me to die, and I knew that, and that was really sweet of her. And then I went to a hotel for 6 hours, and she died while I was gone. But I got to say goodbye to her. Then I went home and back to being a caregiver advocate and a caregiver for my spouse. So Patty was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2012. She stopped working in 2013. And she was on my Medicare for 2 years till she could get her own Medicare. I retired in May of 2018 so we could travel, but we couldn't. It really was too late for that. So here's the next video of us dancing. What you wanna do? And so now I have caregivers 7 to 12 hours a day, and Patty isn't walking and talking, but she was for a while. Okay. 2 of the caregivers that we have now have met Patty while she was still walking and talking. Okay, so the best gift, taking Patty to an adult day health program called Elderwise, which is still going on, and her paintings are all around the house, although we actually don't see them right now. Cause I'm happy. So I'm still dancing and singing with Patty, but she's not. She's in bed doing that now. Okay, here's another one where we're exercising. Shanta, Sandy Seversky, started Elderwise 30 years ago. We both knew her because Patty was a physical therapist and I worked with seniors. So anyways, I recommend that. Okay, time to stop this because I only have 10 minutes on this disc. Okay, stop. Okay, starting again, another 8 minutes. All right, so let's see. I left off. You know, did you ever see the movie Monty Python, The Life of Brian? Well, there's a song called Let's All Look at the Bright Side of Life, and I do that. It's kind of a Pollyanna thing, but it's a funny movie, and I really am happy the caregiver program has great counselors for us, and that ties in with the movie because I'm always looking at the bright side of life, and the counselors really help me working with that. We've had good counselors. And that's mostly what I use the caregiver program for now. It's nice to have the caregiver advocate check in with me, but mainly I use the counselors. When I was working, it was before COVID, and we got to go visit people in person, and I really, really loved that. But I think it's still great. I know there's a waiting list, and what I got from one caregiver counselor was dance church. I do that every week. It's such a gift to me. I love moving and dancing. I'm probably the only one there, and it's a dark room. There's nothing churchy about it. And there's a teacher in the middle just teaching us to shake to music that they pick. It's kind of more modern music. But you can sing with it. But the one thing is you can't talk to anyone. So that has been a real gift for me, finding something that I really love. And I am a good caregiver and I take good care of myself, but it is a sad journey and it's long. Gosh, I didn't really get how long was till I'm living this long thing. The other person I got from the counseling that I do privately now lives in Australia, and we Zoom. She took off for a year on a sabbatical, and now she's in Australia, so I Zoom with her. But that's been really helpful for me to have someone to talk to and get to talk about me. I've been to support groups and done all that. Now it's just a long, long journey. So I'm good at taking care of myself, but there's only so much you can do. And when people ask me, are you taking care of yourself? It's like, yes, I am. But it's just sad. It's just long. Anyways, I never used to swear, but singing the song, dementia is shit. That's how I swear. So we did all our advance directives in the polls. Patty was scared to die, and this was before she got diagnosed. I mean, because of the work I do, that was just one of the things. Filling out all those advance directives and thinking about it was really helpful. And Shanta, Sandy Seversky from Otherwise, talked about how our spirits will always be together. And I say that to Patty. I don't know if I believe it, but I like that idea. And it's hard. I haven't really felt retired yet, but I imagine when I'm not a caregiver, then who will I be? Well, it'll be like I finally did get to retire. And, you know, we have lots of things we're going to do, and I'm sure I'll still do those things. But it's a gift. The gift part about being a caregiver right now is that I get to spend time just being, which is not something I was very good at. And I meditate, and I sing. I play my guitar with my neighbor. You're going to see her coming over. Anyways, it's easy for me to say that our spirits will be together. Right now, Patty's bedbound for 3 years. We have great equipment. I'm with her from 6:30 to 9:30 in the morning and 7:30 on at night. I have caregivers to help me do the personal care, so I'm still the spouse and I run errands and things like that. I read and talk with Patty. Patty, I talked to you about Elderwise. I'm just going to play this. This is, okay, so this is when Patty was still walking and talking with one of the caregivers. Can you hear that? Vicki was the caregiver trying to copy her. So we've had great people and I've learned to enjoy them. And we're lucky our friends keep visiting. We're all tired of this. Patty recognizes people and smiles, but she really can't talk right now. And we just guess. But look at that. And she made a wonderful garden, and you can see a little bit of that in the backyard. I was just going to take care of the rock garden. Now I take care of everything, but I tell you. So, it is a long journey. This is our neighbor. She's a performer. And Patty's in bed now. And she sings to Patty every day, and then I give her a cup of tea. America, America, God. Okay, and then we also do the Elderwise painting that I told you. Patty, of course, did it standing up, but now a caregiver comes and holds up the paper for her to paint. And that's been a gift for Patty to have it as sort of muscle memory. And above her bed where she's sleeping are pictures she's painted, so she's not looking at a blank wall. That actually is one of the most brilliant things I did. Okay, so glad we did so much before the diagnosis because I have time to reflect. Friends visiting, and here's Dina again singing. She's wonderful. I get to hear her every Thursday too, so I can tell you about that later. But so 43 years we grew up with each other, and this is a video of us growing up with each other. And we traveled all around, and that is really lucky that we did all these wonderful things before all this happened. So if you're young, I learned that when I was 25, working in a nursing home as an activity director, that to travel while you could, and we did. We traveled the world and just played together and grew up together, 43 years. That's my mom. That's her before she died. And that's her at the end. That's when I lived in an apartment. That's Patty and her dad and her sister years ago. Our baby kitties that are now died in 2020. Not now. Tell me when. But we did a lot of hiking and backpacking too. I love that. I will again. Patty liked the ocean. I liked the mountains the best. But I got the cremation figured out and all that. Okay, hopefully we'll see this to the end. This land never. That's me as a caregiver advocate. Picking buckeyes. I love picking up the horse chestnuts on Ravenna. And that's Patty, and that's Elderwise art on the wall around the house now that I have framed. They're not framed in these pictures, but tell me when, if not now. That's in our backyard. The Stellar Jays come, and the squirrels, and the crows. Okay, so now wait, stop, okay. All right, we'll get to that at the end. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, this should be the last one. We're at the end now. Whoops, we saw the video. Okay, so I think this is May, and I'm like, want to stop thinking about this. I'll practice again in October, but I think it's going to work. I love being a caregiver advocate and meeting the people in their homes. It was a gift to be able to be there and listen to people's stories. And now, even though I'm not working, I'm working. But people call me all the time to get ideas and help, and so I still get the help. One thing I want to tell you is there are so many more scams in the last few months. January 15th, I got scammed out of $22,000. This guy was a great talker. It's embarrassing to talk about, but yes, even I fell for it. So now whenever I get anything, which is all the time, I check it out. I don't fall for it. But, and as I said, so watch out for that. I told you about therapy and dance church, and so with the caregiver advocates, we could brainstorms together with them. It is so wonderful we're here celebrating ourselves. Thank you again, Sound Generations, for that. And I am hoping Patty can die at home. We have all the equipment. She wanted to die at home. I want to die at a facility. And I play my guitar a lot, and I started singing this song that has a line in it called I May Not Be Here Tomorrow. So, yeah, I may not be here tomorrow, and I thought, oh, I figured everything out for me, Patty dying first. But what if I'm not here tomorrow? So because of my work and the people I work with, and having a caregiver advocate, you all can get this too. I know people who will, I've looked at adult family homes who can help move her, get a case manager to coordinate her care. I have a fiduciary. So now that's another thing I just have to set up. I know where the memorial's going to be and the celebration and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I'm lucky that we have done this. And Patty hated talking about this stuff. We would do it on my birthday because she had to do it. It was my birthday. But it really is great to talk about it ahead of time. And when I did it with my parents, we laughed and had a lot of fun, but it was really helpful for when they died and needed care. So I suggest that. Okay, so deep breaths. This is a long journey. I said I was going to perform the song Dementia is Shit, and I taped myself doing it. When I actually do it, I play it much better, but you get to see me playing it at the end. That's what it is. My guitar teacher helped me, Dina, who you saw in the video, helped me take out some of the verses, so it's like only a minute and a half. Okay, so here's me performing for you for the first time in front of people, getting ready for my next life. Here we go. Okay, so you can't hear me. I'm just going to sing the song for you, and this is practicing. All right. Dementia is shit, that's what we say. You didn't go very far away. You're still here and your smile makes my day. We dance, sing, and cry and laugh our days away. And I'll play it better. We are so lucky to have all our friends. We sure did something right up to the end. For 43 years we traveled all around. We grew up together and now we're homeward bound. You told me you were in a war zone one sad day, not knowing how to bend your legs and losing your way. Your gift is letting others help you pull up your pants. You teach us patience while we navigate your dance. We're almost at the end, this I know. How much longer do we have to go? Our spirits together will always be entwined. The journey goes on and we move on in time. We move on in time. We move on in time. Yes. Well, I can hear it watching it, but I know you can't. Okay. So that's it. Stop this, Sally. Okay. There we go. Okay, and that, you can see Patty's feet there, and right now you can probably hear her breathing and chewing on her stick. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Who knows what will change if Patty will be alive when the caregiver conference happens. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to stop thinking about this till I start practicing in October, but I think this will work. I don't know. Sharing our stories. Yay, us caregivers. Thank you for Sound Generations for helping us take care of ourselves. Yes, okay. That's it. All right, now I have to stop this. Let's see.